Good morning and a very happy Friday, happy weekend. Although if you're anything like me, you probably have got no idea what day of the week it is. If you don't have to work, if your structure's been taken away, you end up going, what day is this? What? Is it morning? Is it night? So I'm just going to blather a little bit until people get a chance to join. Good morning, happy weekend. Hi Nora. So this is day 5 of the Conscious Breathing Challenge, and the whole idea around this breathing challenge was to help you make a nice new habit, and that is the very, very least I can say about learning these breathing techniques. The body can and is a real problem for some of us as our health picture has deteriorated drastically over the years. Morning, Izzy. For some of us, the body can become quite cumbersome to live in, and unbeknown to us, not breathing properly and consciously could be adding to the burden that we've already put on the body by polluting the planet. Morning, Sean. Hi, sweetheart. So, learning, I've been doing this conscious breathing, Wim Hof, for years now, but certainly understanding the incredible work of James Nestor and Patrick McKeown, and really diving into the science again for the book to make it as simple for you guys. The book's really going to be a snapshot, of why you would do it. Because for me, much as I know that a lot of science is bought nowadays, peer-reviewed studies are bought, it's fantastic to understand what is happening in the body when you start to breathe consciously. So I have found myself just becoming obsessed. I was obsessed with the forest when I realised the healing power that lies within the forest. And then the mushrooms, mycelium running, the whole network that goes on underneath the soil. It's incredible. The information, it's like what do they call it? The wood wide web. So there's all this intelligence around us and within us. And we've been living this really, sort of basic life without really fully understanding. Certainly for me, since meeting Claire Holohan, the wonder that I look at nature with, and perhaps it's just my consciousness is rising as well, but the wonder when I walk along the canal bank and look at the medicine that's just growing there. And then you're reading about the breath and you're like, the power that is just there for us to utilise. Now, anybody that follows me or has been following me for a while will know that I've been banging on and obsessed about Joe Dispenza for years. So I've done a lot of breathing with him and I understand a lot of the science behind it. But what happens is you learn and then it goes deeper and deeper. And what's happening now is, thanks to the internet, we're not waiting on information coming through one person. We can access this intelligence and the science and the information, and every single day it's expanding, because that's the nature of consciousness. The more questions we ask, the more answers we get. So it's a pretty exciting time. Much as it's pretty mental time, it's a very exciting time because we're now waking up to the incredible power that we have over the body, the cells, the energy system that we are currently all sitting inside. So today, I'm going to recap a little bit on what we've learned this week. And the videos are all on the page. They're on YouTube as well, if you want to go back and go over them again. And I highly recommend that you do, because it's the repetition and the practice that gets you where you want to go, gets you to become an expert pilot in your own spaceship. So we started off when we're looking at just the power of the breath, conscious breathing, and how when we take control of the inhale and the exhale, we can literally change how we feel in a matter of seconds. Now, this information really should be universally known. When you change how you feel when you put your heart and your brain into coherence. You change how you feel, you instantly change what you think. So you're going from I can't to I can. And you can do this really no matter what level of ability your body has. And a lot of bodies now are really heavy and suffering and in a lot of pain because we're living so disconnected from nature. So the breath, somebody was asking me about breathing for COPD and lung cancer. Breathing consciously is always going to improve the situation. Whether you can just do it mindfully and gently, or whether you can go into full-blown Wim Hof and all the other holotropic breathings, all the other things that are around. And let me just talk a little bit about holotropic breathing because I've not discussed that yet. It's very deep and intensive and was brought to us by the incredible Stanislav Grof. And Stanislav Grof is the global leader on using psychedelics. Morning, Mary. Using psychedelics to increase your consciousness and to heal trauma, ancestral and this lifetime trauma. So he was, he's just an incredible man. And when what he found out, he's 86 or something like that. He's got a phenomenal podcast with Tim Ferriss that I highly recommend. It's nearly 3 hours, but it's spellbinding about really truly healing trauma and not medicating it down. So wanting people to be truly well so they can experience the full states of beingness again rather than just helping them to get through the days. But so when he was talking about it, of course, people wanted to try it. And he discovered that you could really get there using the breath. So, but that you really need to have somebody trained with you for that one because it's intensive and a lot of stuff can come up. But again, the reason I'm mentioning it is it's just because the power that lies inside of us. You know, a lot of people are using plant medicines now to help heal from trauma and bring up stuff. But we really have that power within us. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. So Tantra. What is Tantra? I remember reading about Sting years ago, how he was doing Tantra and he was using all this energy and having all these sexual experiences, if you like. And it was really a way outside my level of understanding. But thanks to the work of Joe Dispenza, particularly for this, I started to realise that we can move energy. We can move energy, obviously, by breathing, by intention and attention. We can move it with massage, we can move it with a lot of touch and talk therapies. But this particular meditations that Joe Dispenza really specialises in is, and also Soma, but Joe goes into a little bit more of the science in terms of what's happening when you move the energy up through the body and into the brain. And I want to tell you about that. If you're a Joe Dispenza fan, you'll already know this stuff. But it's always good to hear it again from somebody else's basic beginner perspective. So yesterday we talked about the energy centres and how very often things are coming in our energy field, come in through these energy centres and affect our internal organs, the organs that are underneath. And each energy centre, or chakra as they call it, calls in different. So our lower 3 chakras, energy centres down here, a lot of familial stuff, a lot of fear, but also a lot of grounding. So, but this is the lower centres. And then when we get up into these centres, we're looking at the heart, the throat, the third eye, and our connection to the field, let's say. There's energy all around us, which we can tap into or not, depending on our level of understanding, our level of desire. So what happens with Joe's work is that there's a thing called the torus field, and you might have seen it where the energy starts to circle and move. So and just Google that. I'm not going to go into it because I just want to really explain to you about moving the energy yourself. So according to Joe's work, when we can move the energy from these lower stagnant energy centres, which a lot of us have because there's a lot of sexual energy here and sexual betrayal and any sexual abuse is held in this lower side of the lower end of the body. And when we can start to move that energy and let it flow again, if we can move it up to the heart, it will automatically then just come up and out. And I don't know if this sounds woo-woo to you, but this is actually measured now, and thanks to the work of Joe and Lynn McTaggart, they've got the brain scans and they can see the energy move, and they know when you are becoming your own alchemist, because this is chemistry as well as energy. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use the muscles in the body. We're going to use intention, because here's what I see. Men in general, and this is not an exact science because a lot of women are good at this as well, but men in general go, right, show me what to do and I'll do it. Women maybe don't have the full intention behind it. It's just like, oh, well, it would be nice. Oh, yeah, that would be good. No, 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 no. This is a time now where we really have to stand in our power and say, I am going to do this. And that takes courage. So I invite you to start to move this energy. You are the pilot, you're the driver, you've got the focus, you're inside the body, and you're really linking into how you're feeling. And if you don't like it, you just stop, okay? You are all powerful, you know the intelligence is there, but it's completely up to you how far you want to go with this. And when you do anything new, and this will depend obviously on what age you are as well, and how much you've investigated this kind of understanding of the body, it's absolutely up to you how quickly you move in this journey. It's not a competition. There's no need to push yourself. If you're curious enough to think, right, what would happen if I let go, if I move this energy? How much better and lighter can I feel? Then let's go on this journey together. So what we're doing is we're going to pull in the pelvic floor muscles around the sexual organs. If you're a guy, you just pull these muscles in, the lower perineal muscles, the mula bandha, if you want the fancy dancy word, make me sound really clever. Mula bandha, uddiyana bandha, which is simply your corset muscles and your abdominal muscles. There's a corset goes around the internal organs, so you can, when you cough, you'll feel it. That's the corset muscles. Pull in your abdominals, so you can pull in all these muscles as you're drawing the energy up. And again, remember I spoke to you yesterday, if you were with me yesterday, there's a governing meridian, energy lines that go from your top lip over the top of your head and down your back like an umbrella shape. So you just imagine this energy coming up, and when you get it up to the base of the brain, there's a thing at the base of the brain called the Thalamic Gate. So this is mechanical energy we're talking about here. So when this energy hits the Thalamic Gate, again, this is Joe Dispenza's work, so if you want to know more about this, check him out. The energy hits the Thalamic Gate opens and hits the pineal gland, which is in there, tiny, tiny wee pea-shaped, pea-sized gland, which then, and the pineal gland has calcite crystals inside. Turns out there's crystals all over the brain. I think that is phenomenally exciting. Now, why is that important? Because crystals have what they call a piezoelectric function. So basically what happens is when you hit it, it gives off electricity, gives off energy. So when the energy comes up, hits the Thalamic Gate hits the pineal gland, which then communicates with the pituitary gland, and that right in there is your inner pharmacy. So when you can activate these glands consciously, deliberately, with your intention, your attention, using your intrinsic muscles to push the energy up into the brain, the Thalamic Gate opens, boom, and that's when you start to see colours and visions maybe. I mean, I am a total beginner at this, and sometimes I see things, I'll tell you right now, they make no sense to me. I don't get involved in that. I just quite enjoy the show that comes up. So please know that I am no expert at this. I am just learning, just like you guys. It takes practice. I've been practicing it a long, long time. Soma, for me, hands down, taking me into that beautiful space of like, oh, what's there? I have taken plant medicines and had some phenomenal experiences where I have been in what would appear to be another world. Who knows? that's not really where my interest lies. My interest lies on how can I instigate my body to do these things without plants. That's really where my level of interest is. But by all means, take plants and use the plants. They're there for us to help us explore our consciousness. So we're going to pull in the root muscles. So if you just do that right now, just sitting there, pull in your pelvic floor muscles, all your intrinsic muscles, and then pull in your abs and your corset muscles. And then what you're going to do is push that energy up, holding your breath, pushing it up, because I should have said that actually. This is on the in-breath. You push it up and just visualise and see that energy coming up through the base of the brain and into the pineal gland. Now the pineal gland, again going back to Joe's work, is really where all the magic lies. And we know that we can encourage our brain to excrete any chemical that man can make. We have the power, and again going to Bruce Lipton's work, Biology of Belief, Candace Pert's work, Molecules of Emotion, where we have this ability to literally tune out of the body. I think there's lots of studies on, personality, multiple personalities, where people show up as one person and then show up as another. I know I do that sometimes. So we have this ability to tune in and out using our different frequencies, using the frequencies of the brain. So when you go into these deep, deep states, the brain frequency changes. The heart and the brain go into coherence, and then you consciously use your imagination, your attention and your intention to move the stale energies and to let it flow. And when you can get it up past your chest, that energy will just automatically, it's got its momentum now, and you start to move all these stale energies. So I hope I'm making sense to you all. So we're going to start, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the chakra system or the energy system, we have one at the base of the spine, which is called the root. Then we have one below our belly button, which is the sacral energy centre. Then we have the solar plexus, which is above the belly button, the chest, which is the heart, the neck, which is the throat, the forehead, which is the third eye. And this is where you start to see things. You'll see colours, you might see shapes. When I was breathing with James, I saw a huge lion's head and mane. It's pretty cool. I mean, even if like me, you don't really understand what you're being shown, a lot of my friends understand and they get a lot of intelligence that way. Not me. I just enjoy the light show. And then you come up here and this is the crown, which is the connection. And again, so this is heaven and this is earth. So we've got the top of the head and the base of the spine. So let's keep it simple. And what we're just wanting to do is move this energy all the way up. And what we'll do with our EFT at the end of this session is we're going to just intend that we allow the energy to flow. Now, if you're really stagnant, and I was very stagnant, you imagine the difference between a pond in the summer and a flowing river. So you know that if the pond gets stagnant and a lot of heat and the temperature changes, and it can become a cesspit for dis-ease. Whereas the flowing river, which is always replenishing, and you can stop, you can enjoy the view, but you always want the energy to be flowing. And it's the same with EFT. For some unknown reason, and these energy lines that we call meridians, we've got the lines that run all through the body from the feet. That's why when you put your foot on planet Earth, the energy travels through the feet all the way up through this energy system. Because remember, we're changing how we see the body. We're now realising we're a beautiful, intelligent, vibrating energy mass. So when you've got your bare feet in the ground, the energy travels up through these energy lines. And that's why reflexology, really getting into these points. Same in the head, you can do it from the head. Access consciousness, we run through all these energy lines. We can do it from the hands. We've got minor energy centres in the palm of the hands and the fingers. So we have all these ways of moving energy. But what we're going to do today is move it ourselves. We're going to use the breath. We're going to use our attention and our intention and our imagination. all of these things that we've really been just doing by default, habitually. We're now taking over. We've got this incredible thing called free will. And most of us, I think now I've noticed how other people want to control you, want to stop you doing things, want to tell you what's right for you. And really it's now time for us to wake up to the phenomenal power that we have inside. And the only way you can really learn to fly this baby is by learning these techniques yourself. There is no pill or drug. You can take the plant medicine, you can take any medicine or any legal or illegal drug, and you can leave the body and feel free. But you're going to come back and you're going to be here in this meat suit. What do you do then? So we have to learn to live within this and to stop tormenting it. And that's what living in fear does, and that is my big gripe about the mainstream media just now, is they are filling you with fear if you allow it. You're just absorbing it, not realising that you don't have to take that on. Fear depresses your immune system. Very, very rarely is it going to be helpful unless you're running away or fighting, where you need all that adrenaline and cortisol to save your own life. But in general, you're sitting in your armchair, you're with your family. You need to let it go, let it go. Take the precautions that you feel are necessary. Don't buy into the narrative which will hold you down and keep you absolutely taking away your life force. Fear, we have to stay in faith. That is the big thing, and these breathing techniques are going to help you. So, does anybody have any questions before we get started on the weekend breathing session? Just let me know if you've got any questions, if I've explained that clearly for you. We're going to start with the muscles around our pelvic floor, our sexual organs. Pull these muscles in, abdominal muscles in, and push the energy up into the brain. Yeah? And then we're just going to hold. Again, you need to stop looking out there and close your eyes and come inside the body and feel, observe what's happening. Because this is another way where the body, the past has a chance to wash out, and the cells can rearrange themselves back into full health. If you were healthy once, you can become fully healthy again. That goes without saying. If you've never been healthy, can you become healthy again? Yes. If you've never been healthy, can you be healthier? I plan to get healthier and healthier and healthier despite my age. If I have pain in my body, then I am not going to think, oh, well, it's just old age. I'm going to be like, how can I heal this? Can this initially have a negative effect on your mind and body? Can it have a negative effect? Do you mean, would it be uncomfortable? I'm not really entirely sure what you mean by this. Anytime, let me just assume that you mean, could this be uncomfortable? And again, I was talking a little bit, if you're squeezing a spot, how it can be painful before it bursts, or a boil that bursts. There can be a level of discomfort when you start to breathe and let go, which is really what you're doing. And it's change. Maybe you've never done this before, so it's something completely new. The body's like, what the hell is going on here? Maybe the stuff from the past can come up. Absolutely, that might be uncomfortable. Yes, that is actually a very valid point. And again, that's when it's up to you to really move through it. It's all, everything that comes up is literally just going to be a memory from the past. And what we do with the Sedona method and EFT is we take that electrical hook off the memory so that you can remember it without any pain and suffering. So if you just let whatever comes, if you can become the observer and just allow anything that comes in to just pass rather than going, oh no, as soon as we grab a hold of it and hang on to it, we actually contract and hold the thing that we don't want in. So when you're breathing, when you're letting go, no, after doing it, can you feel like after reflexology? Yeah, absolutely. You can, that's never happened to me, I have to say, but I'm sure it can happen to some people. Everybody will have a different experience. I've been in a room with 1,000, 1,500 people doing this, and I've never really seen anything negative. Maybe people start crying and then they feel better. Yes, so it's a good point. Be mindful and make sure you've got people around you if you if you start to feel uncomfortable. But really, don't give your power away. If you're on this live, there's a good chance you're meant to be on this live. Just take it easy the first time. Don't go crazy unless you really know what you're doing. All I'm doing is guiding you through another way to release stagnant energy. So, and if you feel tired, if you feel sad, then you can also message me afterwards if you feel you need any help. But it's all about just allowing the energy to move, allow the energy to move, allow the energy to move. And don't judge how you're feeling, because is it a good feeling? Is it a bad feeling? If you don't enjoy the feeling, just welcome it and let it go. Welcome it. It is just energy, remember. And certainly if there's a lot of stagnant energy moves, and there can be, particularly at this time, because the frequencies are much higher, and we're able to do things that we basically couldn't have done even probably last year. We really now are being guided into these higher levels of consciousness and awakeness. So does that answer your question, Patricia? So just be mindful, be respectful. If you are struggling, just do the breath until you feel better, lighter, easier, and then just stop. And if you've done this work before, then by all means join in and go for it and really move these energies, okay? It's completely up to you. Please take full responsibility for yourselves. So let's just do, before we start, let's just do the 478, because I would like you to take that one thing away, if nothing else, is do the 478 every single day, anytime you need some calm and peace in your life. Because remember, when we're calm, when we're in the rest, restore, repair, creative states, that's where the solutions are. When we jump up into fight or flight, all we will see are problems, and that is a designed, brilliant design, which is like, what's the problem and how am I going to get out of it? What's the worst case scenario and how am I going to get out of it? But we don't need to live there. We can come back down here into our creative, fun-loving, sense of humour state. If you feel that you've lost your sense of humour a little bit, this is really going to help get it back. Okay, so let's do the 478. So breathe in, hold, and out. And in, hold, and out. And in, hold, and out. And in, and hold, and out. Okay. And again, just checking in. Check in with your body. How does that feel? Does it feel a little bit calmer? Because remember, you are in control. And it's only when you go into fear that you can feel that you're not, and you can lose your belief that you can't do this, I can't do it, I can't do it, and then you just breathe differently and you remember that you can. As Neeraj says, impossible becomes I'm possible, which is kind of cool. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of 2-4, in for 2, out for 4. I'm not going to do a hugely long session with you, just so that you can get this feeling of pulling in. Then when we're going to do, I'm going to breathe in and out, and then when I say breathe in and breathe out, and we're going to do the controlled pause, intermittent hypoxia. So you're going to hold your breath, that's all that means. Out. And we'll do it for maybe about 30 seconds. And then when I say breathe in again, we're going to breathe in. And that's when you're going to pull in all these muscles and push that energy up to hit the Thalamic Gate into the Pineal Gland, and just watch your third eye. Just do this. That's where you're going to be looking. Look there and just observe what happens when you actually direct the energy into the brain and become your own alchemist. This is what alchemy is. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So all you're doing is becoming your own alchemist. So instead of needing, can I explain 478? Yes. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll put the link on to Andrew Weil. You breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and breathe out for 8. Google, go into YouTube and see Dr. Andrew Weil, and you will get his full explanation there. He uses that. He said it's better than any beta blocker or any drug. Okay, so we're going to go into the 2-4-2-4. Then we're going to do the breathe in, breathe out, first retention, hold the breath. We're going to do this twice because I want you to really get this full. And if you've done a lot of yoga, this will be second nature to you. I just think it's fascinating to understand if you can bring the mind into it rather than doing a live. Okay, thanks, Lynn. See you later. Aye, okay, ciao. So if you can bring the muscles into it, so you're actually bringing the mechanical structure into it, and then really use your imagination. Yes, I am, and saying to yourself, I am an alchemist. You can really use the power of this, what would you call it, technique, this protocol to move the stagnant energy up and just to start have this energy moving and allowing. And all I want you to do then is just breathe out and just observe, okay? And this is healing right here, because as soon as it's like you stand back and you just look in the body and watch what is happening. No attachment to it. Just allow, okay? Hope that's clear. Let's do it. Let's move some stagnant energy. What we need to, and I highly recommend if you're not into Joe Dispenza's work that you watch this guy. I was obsessed. I've calmed down a wee bit now because I'm moving into other obsessions. But Joe's work has just transformed my life and understanding of the energy that we are within the energy that is the field. It's just incredible. It's so exciting, so empowering. And he really explains it. I think he's possibly, certainly if not the best teacher, he's certainly one of them. He's incredible, the work that he's doing for humanity. He's a modern day Jesus in my eyes, so he really shows you how you can move this energy, and he never takes you into the past. He's always just like connect into the field of possibilities and potentials. It's all there, the cells, the intelligence. The cells will rearrange themselves. The past can wash out when you allow it, when you're brave enough. Because it does take courage, this work, to really just let go and allow the energy, the intelligence. And this, I suppose, for me is always trust and surrender. Not to Bill Gates and Fauci, to the divine, to you, to your inner intelligence. Trust and surrender to this process. And if you're just starting this work, just go tread lightly and just enjoy it, okay? So maybe you have a clear intention to move the energy. Maybe you have a clear intention to let go of somebody from the past, to forgive somebody, whatever it is to create. Maybe you want to create a new business. Maybe you're concerned about your finances. Maybe you're concerned about your children. I know a lot of people are right now because there's so much anxiety, depression around. Whatever it is, we can't change out there, but we can certainly let go of our own suffering and move into these higher states of trust and surrender. And if you're a control freak, and if you're an approval, I need people to like me freak, then you really just a little bit at a time, one claw at a time, you can let go. Okay, let's do this. So, right, I'm going to repeat again. We're going to do 2-4, 2-4, 2-4. I'm going to talk you through it. We're going to pull breathe in, breathe out, controlled pause. And then we're going to breathe all the way in, and we're going to use all these muscles, and we're going to push that energy into the brain and become our own alchemist. And then I'm just going to get you to breathe easily and observe. And then we're going to do it again. And then you're going to tell me how amazing you feel. And if fatigue comes in, if anxiety comes in, allow it, breathe through it, we'll deal with it. There is nothing to fear here apart from fear itself. Okay. And we're going to be tapping at the end as well so that I can really help you let go of that. Okay, so get yourself nice and comfortable. And be aware, you could feel tingly, you can feel lightheaded. That's completely normal. If you don't like the feeling, if it's new to you, just ease off, stop, breathe normally. You are in control here. This is you taking back your power. Okay. So breathing in and out. 2, 3, 4. And in and out. 2, 3, 4. In for 2 and out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2 and out. 2, 3, 4. And 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 last one, in and out. And just hold your breath out. Let your tongue rest in the top of your mouth. Close your eyes and just hold your breath. Relax into that controlled pause. Observe what's happening in the body. And if you need to breathe, just breathe in and then breathe out again. And allow yourself to dissolve into that place. Okay, and all together, breathing in. And now pull in your pelvic floor muscles, your abdominal muscles, and squeeze that energy up. Through the Thalamic Gate, through the pineal gland, the pituitary. Sorry, hold your breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that energy into the brain. Feel the cells expand. Allow the chemistry. That's it. Just allow and hold it. Hold it. And then just let it go. Keep your eyes closed. And really take your attention and your intention into the cells. Inside this energy mass we call the body. Excuse me. And observe. Observe. And just breathe easy. Keep your focus at your third eye. Observe and allow. Becoming more relaxed. More in tune with the field. More in tune with your heart and your intuition. Just allow, trust and surrender to the process. Okay, and we're going to do that one more time. If you feel that was enough, just stop there. Just stay with that lovely expanded feeling, knowing that you are honing your superpower, becoming the alchemist. And if you're ready, we'll just go again. So, same thing, 2, 4. Okay, all the way in and all the way out, and hold it. Hold your breath in another controlled pause. Close your eyes, focus on your third eye and the feelings, the tingling, the rumbling of your stomach. Observe what's happening in there. The intelligence. The cells are all rearranging themselves, resetting. The past hurts are washing away, dissolving. Anything that no longer serves you. As you feel lighter and lighter, keep your focus in your third eye. Can you see any colours or shapes changing? And 3, 2, 1, breathe in. Pull in these intrinsic muscles into the abdominals and your corset muscles and push that energy up through the Thalamic Gate into the pineal gland and feel the energy move. Keep pushing. Push up past the heart centre. Push. Gently guide that energy into the brain. And hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Connect with the pineal gland, the pituitary gland. Feel that energy. And then just let go. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe freely. And just observe the alchemy. Hold your attention in that third eye, what's there. Your focus, your imagination, your intention, and your attention. Now you may just be enjoying the buzz. I hardly did it and I'm totally tingling here. Again, I want to reiterate the power of doing this as collectively, so huge gratitude for everyone that's joining these lives. Clear intention for the greater good of all humanity. Peace on earth. But that starts inside each one of us. So just allow. Trust and surrender to the intelligence that is. The divine intelligence that we are part of. Look out in nature. You know it's there. So let me know how that felt for you. If you have never done this before, it's like any new exercise or any new protocol, it will not feel, it's like learning to drive. Do you remember your first driving lesson? It's awkward, mirror, signal, manoeuvre. I don't know if they still do it like that, but it's awkward, right? Because it's new. You're teaching the body a new trick. You're learning a new way to see, to be. This is, thank you, trippy. Yeah, that's what we like. We're really starting to utilise. I mean, this is a really phenomenal time to be a human in this planet with the supernatural abilities that we are going to have. I know a lot of my friends, especially in Malta, can travel in and out of dimensions and do all sorts of stuff that are just completely out with my level of understanding and intelligence, emotional intelligence. But I know it's possible. I know that people are doing things. People are healing. Miracles are happening all the time. I'm really, really glad you enjoyed it. Please interact and let me know how you're doing with this and what works. What I'm really doing this week is giving you an overview of the things that I have perceived to be really important and for you to understand, and also that have worked for me. I can only ever talk about the stuff that has made a huge difference to me. I'm not going to be live Saturday or Sunday, so you choose a breathing exercise and you can do it online with your friends. Get together, tribe up online, or if you're in a bubble, do it together and really go over everything that you've learned this week. Nose breathing, the power of breathing through your nose, the power of holding your breath. That's the one that really, I knew about nose breathing, but holding your breath, I really hadn't fully understood that. The power, I've been doing it, I didn't really understand what I was doing. The power of using your imagination as well. If you think, like I was talking about yesterday, that we have the ability to disintegrate what is in our bowels with fear. That's just a thought. That is the power. How do you take your focus right now to your big toe and wiggle it? That is you using the power of your mind and a thought to move the body. We're doing it all the time. It's just that we didn't fully understand how powerful we are and how much power we're giving away to others. There's never been a more obvious time where people are trying to control you. I feel it in my bones. And, we're now going to have to stand in our power. And the only way I could really see that we do that is to let go of fear. You don't want to regret doing something because of fear. So let go of the fear. You might do it anyway. I'm dealing with fear in my one wheel. I know it's not very important. But I'm like, oh, your mind's wanting to come in. What if you fall off? What if you do this? And of course, a lot of people have helped me. I'm like, no way am I allowing fear to stop me from enjoying the incredible buzz I can get off that. So, okay, Mary, yeah. So the resistance is completely normal. It's the body's way of saying, don't go there, you're not safe. And I think, again, when we go to Free Will with Joe Dispenza, he talks about how we just do the same things every day. We think the same thoughts. And really, to utilise your free will, you have to override the program, override the habit, override the negative thoughts, override the resistance. And it's like training a puppy or super nanny. You just have to repeat to the body over and over again, I'm in charge now. I'm taking control. The program is no longer going to run my life. I am. I'm awake. I'm alert. I'm back. And I am going to retrain you, because that's what you have to do. I see myself in my mum's house turning into my mum. That's what happens. We mimic, we learn, we're habitual. And there's a lot of really great stuff in that. But if you don't want to be what you've always been, if you want to expand and improve, and particularly if you want to heal this body and live the best life and not be a burden to somebody else, an unnecessary burden. And I use that word, I shouldn't really have used it, because some people can't help what's happening in their body. If I took a stroke right now, my body would be a burden to my family and to somebody else. These things will happen, and I think they're meant to happen. I think that there's a lot of stuff that we're learning from helping each other and being of service. But if you can possibly really wake up and be alert and really take the power and responsibility for your body instead of expecting somebody else to fix it, then that's what we have to do. And there's a responsibility in that, and it will not always be easy. And that's why it's much, much easier when we tribe up and do it together. So anyway, let's finish with a little bit of tapping. I'm going to be back on Monday with another live. I'm going to be outside doing stuff, so I don't want to commit to times over the weekend. So let's just tap and make sure that you are just understanding the resistance and releasing it. Because awareness is the first step. Oh, resistance is there. Oh, the mind's saying, don't do that. She's talking rubbish. That doesn't work. You're like, oh, that's mind stuff. I'm going to answer all your messages afterwards because I really have to peer to read them. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap, and then what I will do is if you've got any questions, please ask me and I will answer them for you. So just tap with me. Even although sometimes I resist, my ego comes in. I want to be right. And I want you to be wrong. And I want to change, but I really don't want to change. And I'm really excited about my potential, but I really can't be bothered reaching my potential. Even although 1 minute I'm high and 1 minute I'm low. Even although I'm overwhelmed and confused at times. Even although I would love to believe I have full control over the body. I find it really difficult at times to break habits. I find myself doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing because I'm human, because I'm programmed. And even although I realise sometimes I'm not perfect, and either are others, and that's completely okay. That's why I came here, to have this phenomenal experience. The world is not black and white. Things are grey. And we're all just waking up, and we need to be kind and compassionate to each other. But sometimes I hate people and I think they're stupid. But even although I do all of that and I think all of that and I feel all of that, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Even although I resist. Even although sometimes the program wins. Even although sometimes I live in the past and I don't stand in my power. Even although sometimes I can't be bothered with my power. I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Keep breathing. And now I am opening up to my incredible and innate power. The power of my breath. The power of my imagination. The power of my intention and attention. I am supernatural in nature. I can do things I never dreamt possible. I am a powerful, energetic being. Even science says so. My cells are listening. The divine intelligence within and all around me. I am reconnecting. I am enough. I am lovable. I am divine and intelligent in nature. I allow myself to listen. Allow myself to trust and surrender to the field, to the unlimited potentials and possibilities. I have the power within. I am healing. I am loving. I am a powerful energy being. Oh yes, we are powerful beings. Nice deep breath. And just breathe out slowly. And let's have a wee hum. Remember, the cells expand. We go into tune when we hum. We lower our blood pressure. We put ourselves into coherence. Two more. Okay, and remember, trust and surrender, practice and repetition. Wake the body up, let go of the past, focus on where you want to go, get clear. If you do not believe in this moment that you are supernatural, read Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. If you do not believe this affirmation, I am all powerful, maybe you don't believe it today, but keep repeating it. Keep repeating it, and I guarantee you, breathing, within a week, you'll know. You'll have taken that concept and embodied it. So, that's it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all again on Monday. And I'll answer your questions when I get off here. Okay? Huge love, and thanks again for participating and all your support. Ciao.